Yeah, just like, yeah. Oh, yeah. Ow. Yeah, especially when they get comfortable, they really just sink into them.
He sort of will shift, and I've got all these. He'll lose his balance a bit as he turns around and the claw goes in. It's like, stop it. He sort of knows. I'm sure he doesn't try to hurt me. All right, we're going to do this thing.
Yeah, we're rolling.
Ready to go.
Okay.
Let's go into Boris Johnson. That's what I'm most interested in.
Oh, well, you tell me about Boris Johnson. What do you think about him?
Well, he's been caught multiple times having parties during lockdowns. So now to regain his popularity, he got rid of all the COVID rules. Everyone in England's free.
I thought they were free way before that, which is why they were getting sick.
Yeah, I'm not sure when all that
I think they reintroduced stuff and then he got caught again having a party. He's just like...
There were lots of parties, so really you could say that he's genuinely a hypocrite.
And he tried to lie about it, but then all his colleagues exposed him.
So what do you think of that?
Well, I think it's a good thing because now he just said scrap all the COVID laws. Now everyone in England can live normally.
Well, so what about here where who are they? Is it Hillsong had this youth camp?
Yeah.
I've heard about this.
And they're all singing and shouting and waving their hands, so waving their beautiful holy COVID spit around. But that was regarded as a religious group.
Yeah.
Nobody got fined. What
Yeah, like they literally have concerts.
I thought, what?
Yeah, no, that was crazy.
Hillsong should get taxed and like treated as
like
a business because they are.
I feel like it's just one big scam, honestly. Yeah.
Well, they make so much money.
That's another big issue about churches being charities.
Yeah.
When they're, they can be fabulously wealthy. And I think my question is when there's people who are homeless and we don't have enough women's refuges or youth, youth shelters. Yeah, so that gets deadly serious. You probably don't want to get too deadly serious, do you?
Nah.
No. But they're important things to think about.
Yeah.
If you had all that money, yes, if you're in charge of Hillsong, say, and you had all this property, why not turn it into a big community centre
for actually help everyone out. Yeah,
and you can have whatever rock concerts, but make people wear masks and be vaccinated.
Don't be safe. My rock concerts were like, it's like a rugby game, smashing into each other.
Well, I once went to one of those. I went to a mosh. I hadn't heard that's what they were. I mean, I was already, in your terms, an old person, I think. But it was
boomer.
Boomer when I was 40 something.
Yeah.
But it was terrible because I'm not very big. People were kind of crashing into me and treading on my feet.
Yeah.
Have you
experienced no regard
that?
for like personal space.
No.
Yeah.
I felt like I was going to be literally
Yeah.
mashed.
Sometimes you like get into a pit and you'll literally I won't feel my feet on the floor, like I'll be lifted up by everyone around me.
God,
Has that happened to you before?
Yeah,
and you just like can't even move because everyone like you're lifted up.
I guess better to be lifted up. It sounds a bit religious.
You're levitating.
Than on the ground, because people can actually get killed that way. They can be trampled to death.
Yeah, I've been trampled so many times, and then people trying to lift me up get trampled as well, and we all just get trampled.
Cycle.
I think you laugh until it happens. It actually happened in Hong Kong.
Yeah, oh
New
man.
Year's Eve.
Someone died.
One of Sol's friends.
Yeah, that happened at a concert too, wasn't it? The thing with Travis Scott.
Oh yeah. It was a recent one.
It was like a festival, I think.
It was a rapper. And he couldn't care less.
He kept playing while people were like literally dying in the. It's really bad. Like people were literally dying, and like he kept.
I know.
Playing.
Well, I mean, you read about it regularly, where I think pilgrims to Saint Mecca or something, where they go round and round there, thousands or 1 million. I mean, I think every year, people are trampled to death, and You think we haven't got very far, have we?
No.
Yeah.
We're worse than,
Yeah.
you know,
It's kind of crazy.
bullocks or oxen or lemmings. Or,
Lemmings.
lemmings.
Yeah.
Isn't, you know what a lemming
No.
is?
Is that a fish? Is that what that is?
No, a lemming. That lemmings. Well, I understood they kind of run and go off a cliff, but now they all run together. Well, that's what the saying is. Like lemmings, you all go together and then
And just like fall.
you fall.
Yeah.
You don't fly. Yeah.
Lemming.
And I think, you know,
It's a nice
yes,
word.
there
I
are
like
young
that.
people who believe they can fly, but we can't. Not
No.
really.
No.
We don't have wings.
They're making this water-powered, like, jetpack or helicopter. I don't know. Aiden's always in touch with new technology, future
Water-powered?
technology.
Hydrogen-powered, maybe? What? Well, I think they have them. I mean, I've seen pictures of people that go kind of shooting over a body of water.
Yeah, I think they're crazy expensive.
Yeah.
Though.
Oh, they would be.
Yeah.
All of
Yeah.
that stuff is. And probably crazy dangerous if your pack runs
Yeah.
out.
Laid.
yeah, exactly.
Aiden's interested in that, is he? Is he creating it? Is he
He's just really good at, like,
thinks
finding new things online.
he's a thinker.
Yeah, it's like he's good at going through the encyclopedia of modern new things.
Oh, that's good.
Online.
Yeah, he got some interesting books from me. It was good to see. He was really thinking about a lot of things. Yeah, meditation and stuff. And I'm interested in space. Are you interested in space? And
Space is pretty interesting.
dark holes. And
See, I find it interesting, but not interesting enough to like dedicate time to it. But I like hearing about it.
I don't believe everything.
Oh, what is there to believe?
I'd rather just not know
you
about
just
space.
Put that behind you so I can.
There we go.
Yeah. All right.
Because I like looking at the sky and just going, why do I exist? What's the point?
Oh, that's good. You're a philosopher.
Instead of just knowing everything.
Have you changed then?
Change.
Knowing everything.
Oh, yeah.
You know what it's like to be a teenager and think
Oh, yeah.
parents know nothing, older people know nothing.
I
Certainly
still win
boomers.
arguments with my dad. I'm just a better arguer than him.
Well, maybe. There's the makings of a lawyer.
Yeah.
Well, maybe, yeah. And people are different. They argue in different ways too. But yeah, it's fun to use logic or to notice when other people make fallacious arguments. But you can't,
That's a good word.
like it's a fallacy. You know, they've said something you know is incorrect or it doesn't follow, but you can't really tell people that or you lose your friends.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's true.
Well, this is fun. How long?
Yeah, let's go
What's the
into
next?
Novak.
Okay. Well, I actually felt quite angry, like a lot of Australians, because I felt that there was a sense that he was sort of top of the world, best tennis player ever, and he had absolutely right, whatever he thought, to just come into Australia and not to be vaccinated, when the rest of us have virtually been pushed along. If you're going to go anywhere, you've got to be vaccinated. So I felt strongly about that. So I'm pleased that they finally made up their mind, but it was a mess, I think. And yes, probably he was very
Really,
disappointed.
Nan?
Yeah. Why?
He-
What did you think?
It's his body.
Well, yeah, it's his body, sure, and he can just stay in Serbia with his unvaccinated body.
Won't affect any Australian if he catches the virus.
But it might. Well, that's what you don't know, isn't it? It's about social responsibility. Well, by being an anti-vaxxer, you're basically flying in the face of, I guess the social contract is that we do have this virus here, so your protection, but also other people's protection is just to be vaccinated, and it's not such a big deal. I don't think anyone's keen.
Protect other people. If you're
Well, yeah, it means, you know, the chances of me getting it are very, very low. So if I go near some other boomer, I'm not going to give it to them.
Yeah.
I don't think I'm a boomer. I think I'm born at the wrong
Well, you're
time.
still gonna
Yeah, still
get it
young
the
at heart.
same if you're vaccinated or
You're
not.
still going to what?
If you're vaccinated or not, you're still gonna get the virus.
Oh, you might, yes, you can, and you can get it more than once, but so that gets down to statistics. Your likelihood of getting it is so minimal, you know, it's like, I don't know whether it would be 1 or 2% likely, whereas if you're not vaccinated, you're say 40%. I mean, I'm guessing, I don't absorb, but that's
so
the
it's
difference.
A bit less. Okay.
So when you look at, I think it's important, when you look at the people who've died, a large percentage of those who die are unvaccinated people, certainly the younger people. So they've taken a chance, and, you know, it's all good, healthy ego. They think, I'm not going to get it, I don't get flu, and that's what I thought initially, and I don't. But again, you have to think, if I got it, what's my responsibility? Like the things that I do, everybody's a wee bit ancient. I could give it to someone, or I could give it to you. And
that's fair, but you trust our government. You trust the statistics.
Well, that's different. Some of them. I mean, I know they keep changing things. They don't really know what they're doing, but to some extent they do. And at least the vaccines are tested by now. It's been pretty amazing. And not only that, I'm an allergic person, and I expected that I might have a big response, a big reaction, but I didn't. I had some reaction, like I have to previous inoculations, even the earlier ones, which were, who knows what they put in us when they made us have cholera. And I'd get a lump, you know, I'd get a thing like a goose egg. It was painful.
Wow.
But you wouldn't die from it. You weren't really sick. You just sort of waited till it went down.
Just waited for it.
And I suppose then you trust, well, I've got that antibody in me. I've got a teeny tiny dose, and that will hopefully protect me. Yeah, there's no guarantee. So it's just
none of us had it yet. No one in our family.
Because we're
Because
amazing.
there's only 3 of us.
No, I've had my sisters have had it actually.
Your sisters have?
Well, one
I
sister
forgot
had
to
it.
ask, have you had
I haven't had it, not yet at
No.
least. I feel like I'm going to get it
Jason
sometime
told
soon.
me. Well,
Yeah.
I suspect we've all had it through our system already.
Yeah.
If you think that we have trillions, literally trillions of microbes in us, you can't imagine that. You know, even your blood is teeming with billions of things.
Yeah, it's just like unimaginable. Yeah.
And you know, when you speak, you have this water vapor that comes out. So thank goodness I'm vaccinated.
Yeah, I've been rolling around with sweaty men 7 times a week.
Yeah, that's very
The past
strange,
month.
Jason. What a comment.
Oh yeah.
I don't make that noise. I hate it.
And I still haven't had it.
No. Well, yes, you're young, and your chances of, you know,
Well, maybe I did have it, but I don't know.
Well, that's right. Well, I wonder if I did, because I had a slight cold, and I kept thinking, if it gets worse, you know, I was really monitoring myself.
Yeah.
Watching.
I remember that.
Yeah. But it wasn't.
But you have too many veggies. You're indestructible.
Too many
Indestructible.
You have like a veggie barrier.
I like to think of it as white light, and I put it around you as well.
The cauliflower,
Oh, cauliflower light. I
banana.
hadn't thought of that. Well, I think the veggies, fruit and veggies are a higher vibration than packet foods, say.
Yeah, because they're alive, aren't they?
Yeah, it's like life.
Yeah, it's living energy. Even a handful of herbs from the garden, I think anything living, or even a lettuce leaf, a little tiny bit of green still gives you something very vital.
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
that's true.
And our water's pure, you know, it's purified, and
Yeah.
and then it has you know, it's preyed upon. It's like love and gratitude. Put this energy into the water. I try to remember anyway.
Yeah.
So that's why
Yeah.
you're so
Oh, yeah.
good, both of you. look, who knows what works, you know? I think we use our brain, but also we've got superstition embedded.
That's true.
Things we believe might happen.
Yeah.
So your
it's
family
human to be like skeptical. Yeah, my family.
Oh dear. So
yeah.
2 sisters were.
I have 4 sisters and 1 brother, but only one sister has gotten it, and she's a nurse, so I'm pretty sure she got it from work.
Oh, sure.
Yeah. So and then my other sister that's a nurse thought she had it, but she didn't. She hasn't gotten it yet. So
Have you got any nieces or nephews?
no, not yet.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, my sister's thinking about it, but I'm kind of excited too. I want to have like a little kid to like to play with. Yeah.
Auntie.
Yeah.
Auntie.
That would be so fun.
And you kind of feel older when that happens too.
Yeah. Definitely.
Oh no, it'll be lovely.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't realise, so 6 of you.
There's 6
yeah,
kids.
wow, that's
It's big.
very handsome amount.
Yeah, it's such a lot. Yeah.
I'll never have nieces or nephews.
Just buy some.
Yeah, buy some. Adopt some.
I'm gonna have to be Genghis Khan and fuck all them bitches.
Oh, don't say that. I might seem cool. It's horrible to hear. No, you won't.
Gotta keep the family going, man.
The family's gone enough. Oh, you decide. I mean, you don't know what.
I'll be the last one.
You don't know what your
The
fate
last
is.
one.
Me and Laura will
What, Laura?
be the last
You and
ones.
Laura. Well, that's enough. Yeah. Well, I mean, I've got sisters, and between them, there's something like 10 grandchildren. You know, one sister had 6 children, and I think she's got 11 grandchildren. It's scary, and then another sister had.
They don't have any coom in them.
No, they don't.
Yeah, it's.
But that's all right.
I need.
Who knows whether that's a good
I
thing?
need the mixture.
Yeah.
Well, it's a funny old life, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought there'd be a lot more children in the family, but there aren't. But it doesn't mean there mightn't be. There's still time for your dad and your uncle. It's not looking very hopeful, maybe.
They're having a midlife crisis. They need to have more kids before the crisis spirals out of control.
Well, I think that they're sensible. They look at the responsibility it is to have a child and raise them and look after them. You're not as free.
They're gonna regret it.
What?
I reckon they'll regret not having more kids.
Oh, well, my sister didn't want to have them. No, she doesn't regret it at all. She just said she looked at the rest of us.
Oh, Charlotte.
Charlotte, yeah. So I think she just said, I don't have the maternal instinct.
Yeah.
And I think that's true. Not everybody's a good parent anyway.
Yeah, I feel like
Some people
I agree with
shouldn't
that. Some
have-
people shouldn't
Oh,
have
no.
kids. Yeah, no way. Some people
Heavens.
should not be parents.
You've got to have a license to have a pet or drive a car.
Yeah.
But you don't.
But yeah, you can just have a kid whenever.
So she genuinely doesn't.
She always
She won't
said
regret
that.
it.
No,
You
she
don't
doesn't.
think she
'cause
ever will?
I don't think I'll ask her again, but I did say, do you regret it? And she just says, God, no.
Yeah.
On
There
her
are some people
deathbed,
that
she
just-
won't.
No.
No.
Oh, certainly not. Why on a deathbed?
Yeah, that's so random.
No, I don't know. Maybe last second she'll be like, "Oh,
Yeah,
I
don't
should
know.
have
I
had a
should
kid."
have. Oh, I should have. Been like, why not be the last?
I don't know.
My daughter, but she'd be
No way.
79 now. I'm sure she's
Oh my
going
gosh. Yeah, no,
to.
that's.
Who was my daughter anyway? Did I?
Yeah.
Well, so
Oh,
she
true.
had stepchildren. A lot of
Yeah.
people have
Oh, yeah.
steps, and that's not
Yeah.
unusual. So you have step brothers and sisters, brother and sister. I forget, don't you? No. what?
My mum's partner has kids.
Oh, she
They're
got.
pretty cool.
Oh,
Yeah.
do you know who that is?
His name's Cameron. The dad's named Cameron.
Mhm.
And there's one like 12-y.
Mhm.
No offense if you're watching, but there's like you're
Oh,
cool.
no.
But there's
This
like
is
a
if you're on camera and
yeah.
everyone is
Yeah.
Hey,
the
It's like
world
there's
can
no.
talk.
Yeah.
No, but it's just a phase. It's like a phase. There's one like 12y, like a cringe 12y.
12, you mean like 12 years of age?
Yeah.
I suppose that's a cute term, 12.
And then the others like sort of 14ish, like very edgy and emo and like too cool for school.
Oh.
Too cool for school.
Yeah, don't you reckon?
Hey, but that's such a weird way.
I think it's pretty uncool to not want to go to school. But look at that beautiful pattern. I'm just amazed. It's
That's what we pay the big bucks for the Apple laptop.
Oh, did you? Oh, why? When you could have got
my
some...
mum got it for me for
did she?
visiting her.
Oh. But it's lavender, isn't it?
Like rose gold.
Yeah.
Rose gold, a colour.
Yeah, that's the one.
It's a pretty colour.
Yeah.
So, if this is a real video that comes up, it's showing mainly a large amount of your leg and knee.
Yeah. I don't really care because most people just listen to the audio.
Yeah, probably, yeah.
Most people don't watch.
And so what about that block where my face is, where you push it off? Is that...
Oh, that won't be there.
That won't be there.
Yeah.
Not that it matters.
Yeah.
It's not a beauty.
They'll see your
I
face,
see what
don't
you're
worry.
talking about.
Because all I can see is the microphone.
Yeah, like a little button thing.
A button, yeah.
As long as my legs are in it.
It's so obnoxious.
You could call it the knee show. I think only a guy would do that. Like, I mean, well, I suppose some women
Have
want
you
to show
seen?
their legs.
There's like a certain people call it like man spreading.
Oh, I know.
Where it's like you just
I know what that is, like from the train.
Yeah, like they'll take up like 3 seats somehow.
Sit there like lord of...
exactly.
Excuse me. Women are taught to kind of be delicate, really.
Yeah, see, I used to sit very manly all the time. I feel like sometimes I still do. Like I'd sit like this everywhere, and I'd always get shouted as like a kid for not sitting like neatly enough.
It shouldn't matter, but I think there's such a taboo against women. Kind of, well, it's an odd thing, flaunting parts of their body. It used to be the top, and now, of course, the more that hangs out, the better, which I find pretty awful.
Yeah.
It's like, put your breasts away. This looks horrible. Things so low cut that, women can look hideous, but I guess it's fashion. But not all fashion. Well, fashion's interesting.
Our generation's just...
Tell me about your generation.
Explain.
I guess my point would have been like, my generation...
I haven't got enough.
We don't have genders. We don't see gender. We don't see races.
Well,
we don't see anything. We just don't care about anything.
Well, I feel like it's kind of good in a way, almost.
Yeah. Well, look, you
lazy.
All right, you're thinking about that, but that's not true in many ways. I used to think we were very different with our demonstrating against the war and doing things our mothers had never done. You know, even the fact that we drove cars and had jobs and wanted equal pay, wanted all these things that are now not even thought about. But the truth is we weren't that different, and most women, like 90% of women, still wanted to marry, be looked after, were traditional. People didn't believe in birth control and had heaps and heaps of babies. It's no reflection on anyone, but
right. So you're saying we're all human?
So I'm saying now, no, I'm not saying now that I think things have changed incredibly, even in the last few years, and how young people once again are speaking out and pushing politicians to change the environment, protests from school. But I think this is tiny. I think underneath that, you put on the TV and there are women in puffy meringue dresses getting married, and there's, the whole...
that culture is still there.
They've boosted this sort of... it seems to me they've boosted the gender division that used to be there in the 50s. It's back again. I think it wasn't particularly in my generation. Well, I just said it was, but I don't think it's gone.
It's never really left.
Otherwise,
it kind of comes in like waves almost.
Married at first sight, just the fact, and bachelor, even the word bachelorette, which sort of means Little Bachelor.
Yeah.
So these things are so popular because it's like men will be men and women, oh, we really want to look beautiful and do our nails and, oh, I just want to fall in love and have a family. How real is that?
Yeah,
It's
pretty
not.
unrealistic. Yeah.
I mean, you might dream of that, Anthony.
Yeah, no, honestly, never. I've always
You're young
thought it
enough
was
to
weird how
dream.
people expected little girls to always imagine their wedding and stuff like that. Because I was never like that.
Oh, well, there's hope for you.
Yeah.
Enormous hope.
Yeah, I wouldn't really dream of that stuff. I would
No,
I kind of oppose it if anything.
It's a sort of princess syndrome. They even in the 80s wanted to make little girls princesses. Pretty dresses, pink, fluffy. It's like, stop.
Yeah, I get what you mean.
So when your uncles were little, we actually went to the preschool and removed all the sexist books, the Jack and Jill books where she'd help mummy and he'd be in the garden and anything that promoted gender division. So that's important. See, once you get me talking, you want me off.
No.
No.
No, it's interesting.
It is interesting. But it didn't change a lot. I suppose the change is slow. It's incremental. You don't kind of see the changes. I mean, now the fact so many women work full time and have families, which I think is hard. I think it looks incredibly difficult to have your children in childcare. Sometimes they're there 7 a.m. and till 6 p.m. and I think you wouldn't see them.
Yeah.
Unless you've got this wonderful husband or partner who also does their part, and it happens more but not a lot. So all things to think about for your generation.
Yeah, I guess everyone would have been the way they are, whether it's when you were a kid and us now. But it's just now it's more accepting and there's more options. For example, if you were gay when you were young, then you would have had to hide it.
I think people were afraid of letting it out, certainly men. Because when I was young, around your age, there were a number of gay murders in Sydney, and I remember where they actually, young men were tortured and pushed off cliffs. And
what the hell?
Seriously.
Really,
it's terrible. Yeah, it's terrible. And they're only... some of them have only just been investigated. And not only that, when I was at university, one of the lecturers was thrown off the bridge of the top by police.
What the hell?
That is...
Right, so it was pretty bad. The fear of homosexuality was enormous. And I think it shocked me because what's the fuss about? I just never it doesn't matter.
Yeah, it's just mind your own business.
Yeah, I know exactly. Who cares? But so even when I was in Hong Kong, which isn't that long ago, I talked with someone who's great, but he was gay. I didn't know till later, and he realised he couldn't come back to Australia with his partner. That was the 90s because they were thought of living in Tasmania and then realised it was illegal to live together, that theoretically the police could have come in and arrested them.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Whoa.
So
And that's still pretty recent.
it is recent, yeah. And he...
No, Nan's in her 70s. It wasn't recent.
well, it was the 90s. I'm thinking with him it was the 90s.
Even the 90s?
Yeah, the 90s.
Wow.
She said the 90s.
Oh, yeah, you're right. That was really recent.
So
Damn.
the university lecturer was when I was in my 20s, but when I came back to Australia, say 20 years ago, that might seem an age ago, but...
That was my whole life.
Yeah, your whole life. I know, and it's hard to imagine. I think my view of time has changed too. I used to think anything before the Second World War wasn't worth thinking about till I started reading and thinking. And none of it seems that long ago. It's hard to explain, but your concept of time will change.
For sure. I can already feel my perception of
can
time
you?
just shifting all the time. It's really...
Can you?
Yeah. feel like getting older.
Maybe I think maybe if you've got older sisters and if you see them
Yeah,
married
definitely.
and
That
have
also
families,
really
it shifts you along.
Exactly. It's weird. It's
the
you
path of
literally see
life.
all these people grow and like go through different phases. It's crazy.
And probably maybe not yet, but very soon, people you graduated or went to school with will be marrying or having babies, and and I think that shocked me when I'd hardly left school, and was shopping one day and there was, she was lovely. The boys loved her, but that's it. She was pushing a pusher. So, oh my goodness!
Yeah,
what happened?
Yeah.
It's clear what happened.
Yeah.
Oh, I'll be cool when my mates start having kids.
Are you kidding?
Well, we all know like one or two people from school that
have kids.
like as a teenager.
Yeah, like right
Yeah.
after, or like,
Oh, it's very common. Well, it's more acceptable. It's more acceptable now, and I mean the government supports it, but it doesn't mean it's easier. I think
no way.
often depends on someone else to look after the kids because, if
there's like other things to do.
If the young person hasn't really had an education or training or worked,
exactly,
and they've got a kid,
you need like
someone has to
start
carry
a life somehow.
But Jason, you talk about kids a lot. You're sort of thinking of yourself as a father.
Yeah, I am.
How many kids?
Because I'm the last man standing.
Oh,
last man.
Sol's not
It's
gonna
so
have
dramatic.
kids, is he?
no, unless it's possible. He, has a girlfriend now and then, but doesn't at the moment. They haven't lasted. But he's still youngish. Maybe not in your terms, but this is it. A man can have kids at any stage, really.
True.
Not
Regan's dad.
any stage. But
He was 75 years ago, so he must be 75 now.
Really?
Yeah,
Wow.
he's really old for a
Regan.
dad.
Yeah, that's kind of old.
It's kind of
His dad's the age of my granddad.
yeah.
But that's cool that in his family, like, both his parents have had two families. There's
So
lots of stepkids
Yeah.
around. But I don't have that luxury.
Well, nice if they all get on. Well, I think there just wasn't a lot of mingling with your granddad and his second family. Kind of kept it to himself. Well, we tried. We had those parties. That's the only reason that you saw anything of your granddad.
It's like my only memories of granddad.
Oh yes, well,
And
he was an unusual man in a way.
yeah.
I guess you've got some of his genes.
Yep.
Yeah. One day when you have questions, we can talk about him more.
Not interested.
I'm just trying to move it along. Probably not. I didn't think about my grandparents until I was much older, and then it's those questions of age, like what were they really like? What were they like as girls and boys? Were they girls and boys?
Yeah.
And I guess there's that show on TV, Who Do You Think You Are? And it's actually so.
Oh, I completely forgot about that show. Is that the one from wait, which one are you talking about?
Oh no, Who Do You Think You Are is on now. I mean, well, not all the time, but in the last year or so.
Yeah.
And often someone wants to look sort of way back into convict history or history of great grandparents. Of course, a lot of money is spent. They look up all these birth and death records.
Yeah.
Well, interesting. The church was the only place that kept records of it. Yeah, what is that? Tun.
Ton mid.
It looks like hut or nut when you hold it up like that.
Oh yeah.
Not.
Everything's
Yeah.
reversed.
Yeah, it's all
It's
reversed.
not,
It's
Nan.
the other way around.
Not.
Not nut, it's not.
Not. It's tun or not.
These nuts. Huh?
It reads as nut backwards.
It does.
Nut dim.
Yeah.
Dim nut. Maybe kills. Turn you into a dim nut.
Oh, I have a new job then.
I do.
I wanted to save it for the pod.
Oh, you didn't tell her already.
Oh no.
Tell her.
I am a house decorator.
You said house stylist before.
I'm a house stylist.
House. Goodness.
Yeah, it's a bit.
Wow.
Yeah.
And we'll have to show them that beautiful portfolio
Yeah.
that you have with all the rooms that you've styled and your stylish
Oh,
clothing.
I've just started.
Take him shopping.
And my colleague, my main
Yeah.
colleague, is from Manchester.
Oh yeah.
And it's the best thing ever.
And who is that? Is it
Sean.
Sean?
Shout out to Sean.
Oh, and
Sean.
he's from Manchester.
Manchester.
Manchester. Okay.
Manchester.
Fuck.
I used to once speak with an English accent, highly English, because I worked with someone that had that Midlands accent, and I loved his voice.
Yeah.
In fact, I think I fell in love with him, but he fell in love with someone else.
Oh, no.
The hair didn't work.
The first of many disappointments.
Damn it.
Unrequited love. It made life easier. I realised he was really old because he was like 26 when I was 18.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Quite a gap.
Now I
Fair.
think goodness.
Well, anyway, my job.
Yeah, so tell me about
Yeah.
the job.
It's actually just a removalist. So we get all this beautiful, fancy furniture from the warehouse,
Yeah.
and then we deliver them to like houses that people are selling.
Oh, you do. It's called staging.
Yeah.
So they wanted me to do that. Remove everything, get the floors polished, and then you hire for several $1,000s, like beautiful, whatever.
So it's me and Sean carrying all this furniture in empty houses.
Can you do that? You know how to.
Oh yeah, it's hard work, but we get to rest a lot, so it's fine.
Okay.
But anyway,
Yeah.
so they literally hire this. There's an actual stylist who's always a woman, who literally just stands there, tells us where to put everything.
No,
Yeah.
I don't like that. Put it on.
Yeah.
She literally does fuck all, F all, and we have to carry everything. And she probably gets paid more than us.
So you're the grunts.
Yeah,
Probably,
the grunts.
the grunts. Just be careful of your back. You know, don't lift more than you
Yeah.
can. Even the woman who came today to help with the books, and she put so many books in a big box, and I said, no, I want them in little boxes. No, I can carry that. And I thought, no, I'm going to put them in little boxes, or they'll sit there. I can't carry.
Yeah, like a huge...
Massive, yeah.
I get that.
So, and it's how you save your back. Well, I guess just
You
knowing.
gotta squat.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Put
the
into
Always
the
squat.
legs.
Squat.
Yeah.
So you should be strong, but you've got a long back, haven't you? And that.
Yeah, my frame isn't ideal for lifting.
Not
but that's
ideal.
alright.
You need to be little and squat and muscular and come
Yeah,
from
little
countries.
with thick, short arms.
Yeah, countries that begin with T in the Pacific Islands.
Yeah. True.
Do you think we've done enough? This is. I feel like
What are
I've
we
been
at?
on performance drugs.
Nearly
Yeah.
40 minutes.
Oh, that's a long time. And
Go
so
5
what,
more minutes.
What else did you want to talk about? You didn't tell me what you wanted to say about Novak. Did you have some important points about his so-called freedom or some
Well,
stuff?
I'm a fellow anti-vaxxer.
But you're vaccinated. You've done the right thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just had a really bad reaction to the second vax. So I'm an anti-vaxxer
Yeah.
because I could have just not had that reaction.
Well, I mean, I think thank goodness you haven't got it and you're really sick. You're in hospital on a ventilator because there's no rhyme or reason.
I was from the vaccination.
Oh,
But,
well, much less. So, your body had a strong reaction. So, and that's good. You have to see it all as positive. It's all.
Nah, definitely damaged my heart.
Oh, don't even say that.
Already been damaged from
Well, I
pingers.
think you shouldn't think that from what those vapey things.
Oh, and
The
there's
culprit.
It can't be good for you. But there's Nan speaking. I won't say it more than
Nah,
once.
it's definitely not.
Well, look.
I didn't bring it to work on Friday, so
Oh,
I
cool.
can do the
You-
whole
you
day
can-
without it.
Can you? Yeah, try.
So I'm just
try.
gonna keep it for weekends.
I
save
think
for
just
weekends.
think of that, the gift of the body you have, a strong, beautiful body, and you don't want to find that you start wheezing and coughing like some people do,
Yeah.
or developing bronchiasis or something when
True.
lung tissues get damaged. So many of my generation have ended up with
'cause
cancers.
everyone was
and
smoking.
Everybody, every room was full of smoke. I mean, you see the movies where, the old crime movies, and they come into the desk, they immediately have a whiskey and they all light cigarettes.
Yeah, they all light up immediately. Yeah.
And I'm surprised I'm still here, but luckily, whatever, gave it up enough and gave it up early enough.
Yeah, awesome.
Sometimes, medical people say, so how long did you smoke? And I say, for goodness sake, it's too many years. I don't want to over half a century.
Yeah, wow.
That's right, the veggies healed everything.
Well, I was determined that I would. I kept saying to myself, I'll have good lungs. Yeah, my lungs will get stronger. I'm going to continue to swim, to run, to do yoga.
Yeah, like train it back
Yeah.
to...
Yeah, and in a sense, I was lucky. I think
That's
whereas my
good.
brother's not so lucky. My brother smoked probably into his 60s even, and he had asthma anyway, so his lung capacity was probably impaired. I think I have allergies, but that's not from smoking.
Went through the family. I've been starting to feel asthma more. I feel like the older I get, the more I get my dad's conditions. Because I've been getting eczema more and asthma more. But as a kid, I pretty much didn't have it.
You didn't, no, even though one doctor wanted to give you a puffer. I mean, they're so keen on those things. Once they gave one to me, it was allergy. He said, try this. I thought, well, I've never tried them. And I felt absolutely ill. It made me cough.
Yeah.
So I gave it to Barney. It was Ventolin. But he's very healthy,
Yeah.
Trust you've inherited that. Your mum's healthy. I'm healthy.
Is my mum mentally healthy? Kidding, I love you, Mum.
Yes. Of course she is. She's a brilliant woman.
Yeah.
Yeah. She's going to be watching this.
Yeah, I like my
Clever.
genetics.
Clever,
She watches
creative.
here and there.
Yeah, you don't want to say anything that might hurt anyone's feelings. And look at your grandparents. They're extremely hard-working, plain-living, good people. You've got those genes too. You might end up a painter.
Yeah, I look like my Korean grandma so much.
Do you think you look like her?
Yeah, like my nose and stuff.
I hadn't thought of that, but
I look,
I guess
and
you-
like my big jaw. That's
You've got
exactly
good
like
teeth.
hers.
Mm.
Yeah.
We know that, yeah. Well, I think Koreans generally have been very healthy people. They went through war in the 50s and
Yeah.
there was a lot of scarcity.
I heard the economy's still really rough. Like it's even still today, it's like hard to get a decent job.
But I think, it's just different. But the technology's so advanced, maybe advanced
True, yeah.
technology, but there's possibly a lot of poverty we don't know about in the north. Aren't there still quite a lot of peasants and, what a peasant...
North of South Korea or North Korea?
North of South Korea, as you get closer to North Korea.
Like down the border.
Why is it always the North are like the people that have it harder in every country?
Well, I guess Sweden and Denmark, those countries are doing all right, but I've had to learn to live with the cold, but...
The 3 hours of sunlight a day.
Oh, that would be horrible.
It's not, it'd be hard to be so far north. Even in Canada, that wasn't so far. Much further north. And, the winters were cold. And you did, I think, for a good month or 5 weeks, I forget, it would start to get dark at 4 o'clock. And it was kind of depressing.
Oh, no.
where's the day gone?
Yeah.
And if it was like raining or sleeting, but it was lovely to see snow. It was so cleansing, so beautiful.
Oi.
That would be, yeah.
But it wasn't anything like the other side of Canada where it gets -20. So Solon, that's terrible.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah, she fell on black ice and broke her wrist, I think. And
Sol's mate.
yeah, Jen, our Jen.
Wow.
He's not.
That's
no
not,
longer with
not
us.
the first of Sol's mates to die.
Oh no, Jen is still.
Oh, Jen. Oh,
yeah.
Jen.
Jen, you know.
Oh, yeah.
It's Auntie Jen. We felt sad to lose her, but lose her. in
Well,
the
that was
sense
Sol's
that
chance to have kids.
He didn't want to. See?
Well,
You're cross with him.
it's more pressure on me. I'm the last man
Oh.
standing.
Well,
There's more pressure on me.
You shouldn't feel pressure.
Maybe no. You're creating pressure for yourself.
Yeah, you're
You
making it sound like you're giving
Yeah.
yourself this
And
pressure.
I mean, and maybe it's going to be a justification. At some stage, you'll have 6 children and say, "But I had to," whereas you don't.
No, I'm just messing
No, I
around.
get exactly what you No, it's true. It's
No, I'm
true.
not pressured.
No,
I'm just
don't.
fooling around.
Well, it's kind of interesting. You're something of a futurist with the family. I don't think I
Yeah.
felt that, but I guess my sisters had a bunch of children, and you know, some of them were lovely. But I actually looked
Yeah.
at my sisters' lives and thought, just
Like, I'm
Screw
happy that's
that.
not me. Like, yeah, no, I get that.
did. I felt
I get that.
disloyal to them,
For
but
sure.
it was all nappies and mashed food, and they looked exhausted. And
So then you
their
have
hair
4
was-
kids.
Not very. It was unexpected. Yeah, sort of later than they did. And I think life meant me to have 4. Didn't really intend to,
Oh, yeah.
but then it's hard to turn the clock back.
I like
Yeah.
3. I see 3 in my future.
3's good.
Three.
Yeah. What would what do you see? One day I'll do the tarot cards for you. But
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
that would be cool.
I just like Bisping's family.
like
He's a fighter that I
Yeah.
listen to a lot.
so would you have
He has 2 boys and 1 girl.
2 boys and a girl? Yeah.
Yeah.
Or 2 girls and a boy.
He's like my virtual dad.
Oh. Yeah, what's important?
Virtual dad.
Yeah.
And he's the same as my dad. He had his kids like, from when he was 20.
Oh, quite young. Yeah.
Yeah, so then
It's good your dad had
Yeah.
kids young. Imagine if he had them now.
now he doesn't have to worry about it, but he still worries about it.
Well, he worries about you. You know, he's so
Just stop worrying.
so committed to your well-being. And I know parents. I mean, we're a pain.
He came to my room last night and he's like, "You know your LED lights on." But I had my headphones on. I'm like, "What?" It's like, "Oh, your LED lights on." I'm like, "So?" It's like, "Oh, I thought they might be bothering you."
What was your like the night
Dad,
light?
it's my lights on. Why do you care?
He has to just ignore you more. Yeah.
I don't care. Why do you care? I don't even care.
It's disturbing your sleep or something. Yeah. I hate it when I fall asleep and the light's on. I feel like I haven't slept. Do you ever do that?
I actually love the light when I'm sleeping.
Well, some people, some people never put the light on.
I always have my windows wide open. I've got a rock salt lamp that I keep on, or I'll have like incense.
Oh, do you? And you don't sort of wake in the night with all this light?
No, I feel like if I wake up at night, I feel more comforted. I'm like,
do
it's like
you?
fake
Yeah.
sunshine.
So that's your habit.
Yeah.
Yes.
I don't like darkness. I just like.
I don't.
She's so
chew.
retarded.
It's so
Oh, that's
mean.
mean.
No, I used to like be scared of the dark as a kid. I don't know why. I never liked it that much, but I like nighttime.
I loved it. I think I liked the retreat.
Yeah, I get what
eventually.
you mean. I've grown to
And
like
I
it.
like the blinds down, and
Yeah.
and even the other night I got up because there was light in the bedroom, and I go, oh no, I've left a light on, but it wasn't. It was his garage. The light was shining
Oh my gosh.
straight through on my door.
Must be really
And-
bright. Yeah.
yeah, because he'd forgotten the light, so I sort of pulled the blind. Only because I was conscious of it. Yeah, but I know. I think when hello, who's that?
Hi again.
Oh, it's Debbie.
Oh,
Yeah, I'm very conscious of it. I mean, I have to be. Anyway, Leonard you know, he's a terrible night owl at the moment.
Oh, is he just running
Comes
around all the time?
Oh, no,
or is he-
I hear the door, just his little cat door bang, and
Yeah.
and then I hear him, and then the door will push. So a
He
bit
bangs
of
it while you're asleep.
I know. Well, he I guess it's probably a bit small. He kind of knocks it. Yeah, I just hear the knock. I just think my hearing's too acute.
Yeah, yeah.
But I'm aware he's up, and if I don't either stir his bowl or give him more biscuits, he's going to walk all over me.
Oh,
Probably.
it's so
You know,
annoying.
I know he's going to push his face into mine, and then
So
he'll
obnoxious.
talk to me right in my face. You know, it's a tiny voice, but I'm totally awake.
Yeah, it's in the middle of the night. Like, leave me alone. Yeah, exactly.
I might have only got to sleep at 1 o'clock, but yeah, he's not good in summer. But I think his message is not comfortable. It's hot.
Yeah.
It's hot.
As
I
if
haven't
you can
slept
do
well.
anything about it
Like
as
he'll get
well.
up and then he'll scuttle around. He'll do that. He'll kind of go crazy on that bit of
Yeah.
carpet. He'll run around. He'll tear down the hall, and then he'll come back and Leonard.
Yeah.
And eventually he'll settle. By then I'm totally awake. So really, he's a trial.
Yeah.
Winter's better for him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was really humbling living at Aiden's because Grace
Oh my god.
would, whenever if someone random outside, just any noise or anyone outside, no matter what time it is,
Yeah. Yeah, at the window as well. Like right at the window.
It's a ghastly little
3
high
a.m..
bar.
Yeah.
Oh.
3 a.m. the neighbour comes home.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No matter what time.
So you would
Bro.
wake, or would you still?
Yeah, everyone
You'd hear it. Yeah, it's so
wake
sharp.
up.
Oh yeah. If I get a dog, I'm not going to get a yak.
One of those yappy
Yeah.
little ones.
Well, no,
Ugh.
I
It's
think-
worth it.
See,
She's so
I
cute.
think
Yeah.
they're cute,
Yeah,
but
you seem
I
to
prefer
love
like one of those huge, like, I love dogs that are really big but they act soft. Like they
I like
look like
boxers. I've got-
Yeah.
Someone came with a boxer. And they're beautiful dogs. They've got these. They're soulful. Yeah, they're
Yeah.
big dogs.
Yeah.
Their legs are as long as mine, practically.
Yeah.
And someone else, when I was talking to there was barking, and then I saw Leonard actually puff up.
Yeah, like ready to fight.
I thought there's a creature, and there was a dog. It was a friend of Courtney's next door, and she was bringing some more kittens, and I thought, oh no, I told her, I said, oh, that means her girls will be over to visit me, because they hate having new foster sisters.
Oh.
But she had a pitty. What do you call it? Call them pitties in America. It's staffy, like
Oh yeah, Staffy, yeah.
staffy cross, and that's what Leonard was upset about.
Yeah.
Just the sight of a dog was
Oh.
enough to be very upsetting.
Yeah. Yeah.
So Debbie, have you had a sleep? Oh no, that's
Oh,
not.
she's gone.
Has she
Yeah.
gone?
She's not there anymore.
She has nothing to do with the podcast.
She's
Yeah.
fleeing. I just heard 2 little knocks.
Yeah.
I thought she was just getting a tea, but no, she's over us. Well, I think she's a good girl with her sleep. She goes to bed very early because she has to get up at 5:15.
Yeah. Wow.
You should hear that. Yeah.
I slept like a baby last night for the first time in months.
Wow.
Oh, did
couple
you?
months.
And what was that? Do you think?
Because it was just nice and cool.
Was
like
it-
the
oh,
rain.
oh,
It wasn't.
The
Yeah,
rainy
it wasn't a hot
vibes.
night.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, in fact, I think I got it like an extra, just a light blanket because it'd been a bit cold.
Yeah.
The night before.
Mm.
I know it was lovely, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, it's so
Yeah.
nice when you sleep well. Maybe that never affects you, but
Yeah. No, you can still
Especially-
appreciate a good sleep.
yeah, occasionally, like, you sleep so well and you feel just really relaxed and healthy when you wake.
Yeah,
I often
for sure.
have that. The brain's usually going like hammer and tongs.
Yeah, a million miles.
Yeah, I've been having the worst dreams. Like,
Have you?
just
Like
really
what?
disturbing,
Oh.
negative vibes.
Like,
Now, do you write
Every
them
night.
down?
What?
Oh, can I give you a dream book? Would you write?
Oh, I have a journal.
yeah.
But
So tell
I haven't
me.
journaled in
yeah,
a week
share
or
a
so,
dream.
but-
And
Yeah, what do you mean? What's been...
like,
what's
I
in the
remember
dreams?
one of them was some kid or some other teenager.
Mm.
This was just like one of the moments.
Okay.
I can't remember the full dream.
Okay.
One of the moments, he just like lifted me up and suplexed me like a wrestling slam.
Yeah.
But he like stretched out into like maybe 10 meters high.
It's okay. Don't worry about
He
it.
stretched 10 meters tall and then slammed me. But it was like a dream world, so it wasn't
So you
like
just,
pain.
it wasn't like a proper
It was
fall.
like-
It was just
So
like
you-
that kind of
It was still
feeling in
scary,
your chest.
but then like I
Yeah.
bounced off.
Yeah.
Like a piece of spaghetti.
Oh.
Yeah.
And another one, like
Whoa.
one of these
Is it-
UFC fighters I follow,
Yeah.
who's it's just like saying something really serious to me. It's just
What?
weird things. That's
Yeah.
all I remember.
See, Debbie's there. She's running away from us. Debbie, are you avoiding us?
No, why?
Because we think you're avoiding us.
Oh, no.
Oh.
Oh, so what did you...
Do you remember any recent dreams?
Oh, I do. I had actually last night one that was kind of too awful.
Oh, no.
I mean, I almost never have a nightmare. Your dad almost never. There's sort of years back when I used to have these futuristic dreams that really worried me. Like there was going to be a tidal wave and I'd see it coming and I wouldn't be able to tell anyone. I would dream of the earthquake. I dreamed of an earthquake in Iran. Yeah, I got such a bite. I had to cover it.
Oh,
Big.
it's the
Leonard.
worst.
I think I don't know what I think it was, a horsefly or something. This big, yeah, yucky bite this morning. I don't have any of those dreams. I used to dream of losing the kids. That's interesting. That I remember riding a bike and I'd have one or two like in a basket and then I'd turn around, they'd be gone. Yes,
No.
it's a fear
What
of
the
loss. Yeah. And being in a train, I'm just suddenly remembering the dreams where I'd wake with this chill sense of, is this going to happen or something?
Right.
But often I'd have dreams of being with other children, having to do stuff, set up tents, like a refugee, help them. And I'd realise my own kids weren't there, but it's almost like that's what my work became.
Were those like when the kids were young?
Usually little, yeah, and I think
Yeah.
some of those are fear of, the mothering, that you are going to forget a kid. One of the worst thoughts is, did I forget the kid? Is he still in the trolley?
It's understandable.
Yeah, I think everyone, you'll find out when you have a child.
Yeah.
No, even sometimes when I'd be taking my brother out, I'm like, oh my gosh, should I lose him? Like he'll get lost in a sea of people, and I'm like, oh no, today's the day he's lost.
Well, that,
My mum used to always lose me all the time.
can I say I'm not surprised?
I remember crying and like having to find a stranger and have them help me find
that's the
her.
worst.
It happened to me so many times.
I always used to get scared of that happening.
I
used to like hide though. I'm not gonna. Sometimes I'd like hide on purpose, but I wouldn't do it when I'd
in
like
a shopping centre.
Yeah, like I was like you'd find a little cozy spot and like you'd sit, because I'd be like walking around with her for hours. I'm like, I'm over this. So I'd go like sit in a clothes like rack and like sit in the middle.
Yeah, I think Nep used to run away or go into a store.
Yeah.
I remember going to the police once. I was in such a panic, a meltdown, and
Oh no.
he was really angry. I think the police brought him home. He was about 10 or 11, and he was just furious with me, like, why were you worried? I see you.
Me with Barney right now.
And that
that's
went
pretty
on.
funny.
But I dreamed I was in a foreign city last night, and I don't even know what happened, but I was in some sort of embarrassing situation. No one would talk to me, and it was quite... People were turning away from me, and I was trying to find something. It had that real sort of sense of loss, trying to find my work or something, or a folio, and then suddenly I'm cleaning up a studio, but it's not my studio. So real sense of disconnection with where I was. And then when I woke, I knew that I'd been there before, not in real life, but as if I had visited. I'd been in that place in another dream. So one thing...
Oh, wow. That's
I've
tricky.
had that a few times, where there's one I've had in a house, and it's a house of my dreams.
Yeah.
So what was that
See,
house?
Wow.
I feel like I only dream in those places. Like every time I have a dream, I'm in a place that isn't real in real life that I've made up in my head, and I revisit the same places every time.
But you've gone
That's
back
so cool.
to it, and it's
you always,
most uncanny feeling.
So crazy. It's so unreal. Like you're there, and you're like, I know this isn't real, but like it's so unusual. It's crazy.
So Jung would talk about dreams being a reality. This is also a dream, and that gets sort of quite scary. That we've created this reality, and we're all in agreement that all of this is real. It's hard to take in, but when you have a dream, equally it can be like a parallel life or another reality that you are visiting in your dream state, but it's no less real than this one here. And when you really read into that or think about it or start to look at your dreams, it's quite mind-boggling.
It's really it's insane.
And I think in this dream, it's like I'm still thinking, I can sort of see, like, and it's a place I've been where I've been lost. I've meandered. You sort of go down alleyways, or you think you know your way across
like
to
here.
But you haven't. You're kind of lost, and it's unfamiliar. But you keep thinking, if I walk a bit further, another few blocks.
Like I'm almost there.
What's the street name? And that's where I was last night, but it's a place I've been somewhere. I don't feel like it.
That's
Beaumont Hills, where she lives.
Literally, it's a maze.
Is it a maze?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just like roundabouts, and then like a branch of streets, and then another roundabout, and a branch of streets, and then a cul-de-sac, and then
it can so disorient you about where you are.
It looks fake.
It's where Regan used to live, and then Dad used to always take me to Regan's.
Yeah.
It's just like after like 20 times dropping me off, like
still didn't know.
We still couldn't figure out Beaumont Hills.
It took me so long after moving there to get used to it.
Well, you have to almost memorise it. I had a friend who lived even somewhere in Lane Cove. You had to sort of go. I had to actually draw myself a map, even apart from Google and the street directory. Go left, go right, go left, left, right, right.
It's just never ending.
And Charlotte agreed. Even when we'd been there 4 or 5 times, you still had to use this map.
Yeah, wow.
It was just
that's where I work.
so disorienting. Lane Cove, is it? Is that where there's a warehouse?
Business park there.
Oh wow! Yeah, I know exactly where. That's off Epping Road. There, I was. What was
close
there. Yeah. I think there. Yeah, before I used to turn off to this lady who was a beautiful printmaker. There's Lane Cove.
It's not that first one off. It's not the first one from Epping Road. It's like go a bit down, like another block away.
Oh, is it?
Another business park.
Oh yeah, probably. Yeah, there's a whole lot of stuff in there. But dreams are fascinating, and I think they're always there. We can't remember, and people like Jung, he made a whole thing of sleeping and recording his dreams and doing drawings, and he kind of predicted his death and other people's death, and he became quite psychic in doing this. And there's this beautiful book that I'd love to buy it, but I don't need it, called The Red Book, that's full of his dreams, and I'm not even expressing it well, but he's quite an amazing man who believed in symbolism and nothing. I mean, he was a psychiatrist, but so much further on from Freud. I think he really looked at the deeper layers of ourselves. But then, Jim, who's no longer with us, friend Jim.
Yeah, I know Jim.
Oh yeah, he knew you from when you were just a little boy. He used to have incredible.
So happy.
Yeah, he was a totally happy man. Totally grateful. It always amazed me. How can you be so?
He was like a walking psilocybin.
Wow.
Literally. He was so happy.
Crazy.
Psilocybin mushroom.
He was like, it's kind of like a saint, I think, sometimes. Or an angel.
Yeah, just like really wholesome and like.
Yes, simple life. Didn't really drink.
Like very pure.
Yeah, extremely pure.
Yeah.
Didn't even have dairy and.
Wow.
Yeah, smile. I mean, not because he was absolute. Some people say, "Oh, it's bad, you mustn't," or wasn't even ethical. He said, "Oh no, it gives me migraines. I just don't have it."
Yeah.
And anyway, he sort of had dreams. Like he dreamed about I think he'd had a boss who'd left Parker. He worked for Parker Furniture, and the boss had retired. He was a bit older, not that much, and he wasn't well. So Jim had this dream that he said, "Oh, I went into this. It was like a realm. It was just really beautiful, and I'm walking along, and there's Joe." So Joe hadn't died, and he turned to me and he said, "Jim, you're not meant to be here." He said he was really stern with me and told me to go back immediately, and I'm listening to this.
Whoa.
And this guy was still alive, and then so Jim, he said, "So I went back." He was very childlike, and it was very sweet.
Just went
As
back.
in went back in the dream.
Yeah, so he just went back home or wherever, or down the stairs.
Like, okay, I'm not wanted here.
Oh, yeah, I'm not wanted here.
Oh, yeah.
And I was the one that kept. He said, "Oh, it was really curious." He said, "I know he's a bit ill, but," I said, "Jim, it sounds like he's died." Anyway, like about a week later, this guy died.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
So it's like Jim went somehow into the future and saw.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That is crazy.
And I know, well, it didn't seem horrible, it just seemed amazing. So
Yeah.
even Jim, when someone died, he'd shed a few tears, but he didn't seem to suffer great grief. Yeah, one of his sons died too, and before Jim, which was really sad. Did you ever meet Lee, his son Lee, with the three kids?
I think once.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Lee developed cancer of the mouth, I think, but didn't have it treated medically. So Lee was younger than your dad. He was determined he would treat it naturopathically. Anyway, it didn't get better. Didn't, and ended up. Last time I saw him, he was wearing a mask to cover. I hate to think what it was like, but he died of it. And I remember saying to Jim, you know, he's got 3 children. You know, me being the almost worrying mother. Jim said, "Oh, he'll make his own choices. It's all right." Yeah, he made his choices and left.
Yeah. Wow.
But yeah, other dreams he had were just amazing.
Yeah.
Can't think. And I used to encourage him to write them down and talk to me about them. And then we'd go to the Jung Society where people talked about dreams and had lectures about dreams and the meaning of dreams, the symbolism, and it's all very fascinating.
Yeah.
And I think creative. I did lots of drawings in my dreams, so I think they're important. Remember them. You might dream about your future children.
I like what Jung said about not Jung Moped, the other Jung. I like what he said about the connection, like the parallel lives.
Yeah.
'Cause I feel, because that's what I feel on mushrooms. Like you can literally feel the energy of the whole world connected, like including the plants.
Or being in another dimension. Yeah.
Well, it's just like seeing the whole world in another lens. It's just like you can it's just like having a sixth sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jodie's had shrooms. It's just like just feel the energy of everything.
I think we've got that. No, I felt that after a meditation workshop once, or not just once. But not exactly that, but where I came out, everything. Yeah, it's like was so bright, and the plants.
It's
are
really vibrant, and everything looks like it's blooming. And
you've seen that, haven't you? And it wasn't drugs with me. I mean, it didn't.
No, you can definitely feel like that without drugs. I can.
Oh, yeah, you can. And
Nan's got there.
Yeah.
I want to meditate that hard.
Meditate, I feel like I've had like very few experiences, but like sometimes I've meditated and I literally don't feel material anymore.
Oh yes.
Like you're just not there. It's
you're not
really
there. You're in your body, but you're not really.
It's like you're
witnessing.
Exactly.
Witnessing the body.
It's like almost sometimes you'll see yourself from like a third person kind of perspective. It's.
Yes, I've had a couple of out of the body or near death experiences, whatever you call them, and that's pretty amazing. They're still quite vivid in my mind.
Hell yeah.
Not that I feel I got a lot of wisdom, but took a lot of fear away. That made me realise, now we're the body, but we're not just the body.
Exactly.
It's pretty amazing.
Yeah.
Pretty incredible.
That's pretty good.
Yeah. And you ideally want to be able to kind of develop that or go into it.
Exactly.
You know, to
Yeah.
let yourselves kind of expand into those other.
Yeah, because I feel like our bodies are literally just vehicles for our souls. That there's not much else.
Yeah.
Oh, I think you're very wise.
Yeah.
Yeah, you are. I didn't think that at your age. I think
Yeah.
that's an absolute truth.
Yeah. I'm curious about video games because, like,
Yeah.
in a video game, you're controlling a character. It's just like our lives. It's like our ego's controlling every action we do.
Yeah.
But what if in a video game, like, the character looks soft, like the character has its own conscience?
It's like, oh my gosh,
It's like,
I've been
what if,
manipulating this.
Or will we create that? That's it.
Yeah.
You know, or is it
like
a happening?
artificial intelligence?
Yeah,
with
because someone had to have
Yeah.
made that for that to happen.
But we just control it with buttons.
I think the first one I
Yeah.
saw was Tron, you know, all those.
Oh,
Have
yeah.
you seen Tron?
Yeah.
It was one of the earliest where the guy enters the video game and becomes, and it kind of frightened me a bit but I remember I was with Nep and he was, you know, a young teenager.
Too cool for school.
No,
he liked it.
he was good. I mean, he wasn't a good student. I think he was too bright, but he went to school and did his homework. You know, he tried hard. He was quite a good student. But he, you know, what did he graduate in? I mean, he ended up a doctor, but he graduated in drama and singing. So he had a chance of doing the arts, and he was wonderful in that last year of his school. And then it was like years before he went to study. And
Do you have any of his music?
Yes.
Can I listen to it?
Well, I've got... I'll show you.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if you can listen easily. I've got a CD here. Oh, 7:10. I have to move my tickets into my little lash thing.
Yes.
I keep getting these scams.
What? Was that even
How does
English?
anyone think these are real? I said I keep getting these scams.
Your
Your order ZY is already
through
on the way.
text.
Yeah,
I
all
only
the
get
time.
those in email.
No, I get these all the time.
Huh.
Ridiculous.
I love those ones where it's like, oh, you
First of all, to
received
show
a
you've
lease
seen this
card.
before. But
Yeah.
That's his beautiful artwork.
Wow, that's really...
Yeah. That's just... I think, the top of that's gone. So then it was...
Wow.
Yeah.
That's really...
But actually, you know, it's very... So there's the band.
Yeah.
15 tracks. Wow. Are there more, or is this like the main one?
That I don't think... No, as far as I know. So he...
This was the album.
That's the album that he did.
Nice.
And he also wrote apparently 3 novels. I've got one. But in a way very dark. I still feel very sad that he kind of sought the dark realms, whatever that is. But a lot of his music is just really, and not his music. I think you might enjoy the tracks. And I think I've got a tape that I won't get rid of. That first he did a tape, and then they did this.
Oh,
and
I'm keen to listen to it.
You can see. I mean, his artwork is was really
so,
good. Just
yeah,
pencil.
That's really nice.
So exact. And he had a what do you call it? Photographic memory. Like,
Oh wow, that's really...
he could just remember testing him when he was at Nature Care. So he did a naturopathy course, diploma, and so he had all these cards. There were like 150 with all the botanical Latin names, and he would say pull one out, and I'd say whatever clover flower, and he would be able to recite. And I just thought, never.
Wow.
You know, I ended up
That's awesome.
doing reasonably well at school, but I had to work so hard. I didn't have a great memory, visual memory. I've got. If I had a picture of something,
That's
I can remember
easier. Yeah, words are a whole other thing.
But he had a photographic memory, and so then later he did medicine and then psychiatry.
Wow.
But he didn't want to stay.
When I met him, I still was like a daddy's boy, so I was just like, because dad had an awkward interaction with him.
I know.
But if I was like me right now, I probably would have like
if you've got to know
talked to him more. Yeah.
Sorry there wasn't.
Because it was
you know,
Granddad's 70th.
Yeah, that's right. No,
Yeah.
was awkward, yeah.
So I was just full, and Dad just wanted to go home.
Oh, yeah. And you were more young, much younger. Is that about 8 years ago at least?
Yeah, I was
If
probably
that.
13 or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
Around there.
It's too young to know who you are.
Let me show you.
I want to.
I gotta show you a song then.
All right, yeah. Now tell me about your album more too. I want to know.
It's called Hope on SoundCloud. Spotify, YouTube, Apple. Go get some.
Get some what?
Get some Savatics.
What's?
Savatics is my band name.
Oh, yeah, Savatics. And what does it mean?
Savage Heretics.
What savvy is to know something.
Not sure for Savage Heretics. It ain't savvy.
Oh, savage heretics. Are
Yeah.
you a heretic, do you think?
I don't know. I just thought of the name one day. I was like, that's cool. But yeah, this is like a really dark song I made.
Mm. All right, let's hear it.
Dad really likes it. I think it's his favorite.
Is that you singing?
Yeah.
I'd like your voice projected more so I can hear that more than
Yeah.
the beat's good, but
Probably turn it up a bit. I haven't released it yet.
yeah, you can. All right. So who's playing the music?
Me, I did all of it.
You did?
Yeah.
Great. So good. Yeah, I can't really hear the words.
I got it turned down the grand piano. That's what
Yeah,
I gotta
I think the beat is great, but I'd like to hear your voice and
do.
dominate and that in the background.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, sounding really professional. That's terrific.
Oh, jeez. Yeah. Whoa.
What a transition.
I'll say. Oh my goodness. What's that? Have I got the?
I reckon.
Oh, I think
I had the.
I reckon that would sound really good in the podcast. Because it'll just add extra vibes.
I didn't
to
even
what
realize
we're
that was
saying.
on.
Yeah, it was
Will
on
you-
the
will
whole
you-
episode.
Will you hear it?
It'll
the
be really
music?
quiet, but it'll be there. I reckon.
I like music in the background. I guess
Yeah.
love music.
Definitely.
It's always been part of my life. I've just
Yeah.
never.
Mm.
Well, no opportunity. There were no sort of lessons or wasn't music at school. The only thing I did was I sang in a Gilbert and Sullivan operetta at school, and was understudy for Mabel. So that was wonderful. I
Yeah.
loved it so much. So I would have been so much happier doing theatre and song.
Yeah.
But anyway, you do what's there.
Yeah.
See, I feel lucky to have an education. You don't, Jason, but thank goodness I'm not a girl in India that just had to look after cows and
Yeah.
left school.
Yeah, exactly.
or never went to
Oh.
school.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
I feel there are so many people who haven't had my advantages and yours. You know.
Exactly.
True.
And you can always and then for a short time I did some singing lessons, which I enjoyed a lot. Only a short time. She was had been an opera singer, and she was sort of pretty rude and arrogant actually.
Yeah, just a bit of it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And I just I did about 10 lessons. They kind of got me back to singing and practicing, but but I realised just to have music on and hear a variety of music is just good for you. I feel just happier.
Yeah, I get
So this
that.
afternoon was a Baroque concert. Do you know what Baroque music is?
on this.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I remember
Now
hearing
I
about
know.
it in music class, but I don't
know what it is.
I
no.
forgot what it is.
One day, yeah. Oh, it's just the almost like ping, ping, ping music of several,
Yeah.
centuries ago.
Yeah, I
old,
remember it was
but
like old, like an
very,
old kind of music.
very innocent, very rhythmic.
Yeah.
You could really count.
Yeah,
as
in
a
my
guy.
school, everyone just called it Brock. It was
Brock.
all the boys
Brock.
were just like, Brock music.
It probably
Teachers
is
like, no, it's Baroque.
baroque,
Yeah.
Brock.
yeah. It's a whole style of architecture and
Who's
art
Brock?
and music. Yeah.
Who's Brock?
Well, too much theory puts you off anything, doesn't it? Look at all those legs. Should just do a DVD.
Wow,
and just call it legs.
That's literally just legs.
Oh,
Wow.
all
At
right.
jiu-jitsu, this guy literally has talons. Because,
Has he got those long toenails?
yeah, because like
Oh.
most people's styles, they just like sit down on the mats and then
Yeah.
sort of do trips off their back.
Yeah.
Whereas my style is I like to just stand up and then try to get a good position. So then as I'm trying to pass through their legs, some guys literally have talons and they just latch onto my legs. I'm like, what the hell?
Oh, you mean like toenails?
Like literally their toes cling onto my leg. I'm like, not even the nails.
Not the nails.
Just the shape they make.
Oh, I see.
It's like, whoa, how do you do that?
Yeah, just toes that really cling
Really,
in.
yeah,
Yes.
really.
I thought.
grip.
So I
I think
think
they go like this.
I think a talon is what eagles have. The talon
Those
is
like
that,
hooked kind
yeah.
of things.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's what Leonard has, really.
Yeah.
I'm thinking he needs his claws cut,
Mm-hmm.
but I don't know. He's a sort of cat, because you grab his paws, like,
Yeah.
he
Yeah.
freaks. He's not
Leonard's
used.
talons.
But I used to, my little girl cat, Soxy, she was tiny, so she was easier to hold, and I used to have to cut her nails. I'd hold the paw and cut them with toenail clippers. But she would cry, I'd say, it's not going to hurt. She'd just cry like a...
That's hilarious.
And I had to do it in 2 goes, She would have had enough. But because she got old, they were hitting the floor. You could hear that clunk, clunk,
Little
clunk.
click.
She
Yeah.
couldn't, so
Aww.
cats get so they can't sharpen or wear their claws down anymore. So
Aw.
I remember doing that. It was so cute, having to get my nail scissors I used, just very fine ones. Hold a little paw and go. I said, it's all right, you're not going to die.
Oh.
And you just nip the very edge, the very sharp bit that
Little
starts
point.
to...
Yeah.
The point.
Oh yeah.
So
It's been your boy Young Moped. We out. Any last words? Any motivational words?
Oh, wonderful. Eat and be happy. Eat chocolate.
Eat your
Very
veggies.
nice.
Eat your veggies, that's the truth.
You'll be immune to
Veggies
corona.
every night.
To
You have
everything.
cheeks like mine.
Yeah.
Rosy cheeks. That's from gardening.
Yeah.
Doing the gardening that you might have done, Jason. Next week. What?
Okay,
No.
bye.